So this question says describe the characteristics of a psychotic disorder for 5 marks. We actually did this question in class. Um, so we talked about a psychotic disorder referring to when psychosis causes impairment in thoughts and emotions, so that they basically lose contact with external reality. That'll get you a mark if you say what a psychotic disorder is. It means that the person can't distinguish between what's real and what's not. So, for example, believing that the government is monitoring their every move when in reality they're not. Um, and then an example of a psychotic disorder is schizophrenia. Um, and then you just need to list some symptoms. So things like positive symptoms and negative symptoms. So positive symptoms, things that are adding to the person. So for example, hallucinations, either visual or auditory. You know, believing that they're hearing voices, telling them to do things, or commenting on their actions. Or a delusion, believing that they're the son of God or something like that. And then a negative symptom is something that takes away from the person. So, for example, their speech might be disorganised, they might have a flattening of their mood, so affective flattening of their voice as well, quite monotone. Um, and they can be quite they can be mute or rigid or anything like that. So you can have any of those. I think on them you got this sheet as well, which has got all the different kind of symptoms on. So you could have listed any of those because schizophrenia is a psychotic disorder, so you can list any of the characteristics of those. And the mark scheme on here basically says you can draw on the ICD or the DSM, so any of the kind of things that are on there, and you'll get the marks for that question.